So in a cruel twist of fate, the cupboards just don't fit inside this wall along this edge here without poking out past into the room. It's short by like 4 mil, which is a total bummer. However, we'll do some expert level projecting and we're going to cut down and modify the end IKEA cupboard because it's just hanging space. So the ones with the drawers you can't really modify width-wise, but the one with just the hanging, you can actually just shave off one part of every side of one of the boards that is the width and get it to be shorter with a little finagling. So I'll give you a show how to do that. But yeah, so a little bit of extra work, but we'll crack on. So we've got to modify this cupboard. We've got to narrow it. Now, there's a couple of ways to handle this. This room is so small and these cupboards are so big, they've been built in, I built them in here. So that's the way you need to do it to get the cupboards to be in the room physically big enough, okay? So we're gonna take 18 mil, we need 17 mil, but I'm gonna take 18 just for a little bit of extra wiggle room, and that'll give us a good slip fit. It'll be perfect. So to keep it looking as nice as we can and to keep the look and to make our lives easy, we're gonna take the 18 mil off one side as opposed to taking 9 mil off either side. So we're going to disassemble this and take off all off the same side, off the backboard and off the top. We're going to take 18 mil off one side of everything. These backboards are nailed on. I'm going to use this bit of timber with the hammer so I don't crack through with the front of the hammer. And that's a nice wide bit of timber that I'm going to be able to tap and get the nails out. Take the cams out of this top bit. Sometimes they'll come out, sometimes they'll drop out. Line the arrow up with the edge of the cupboard. Hold on to this and tap the edges out. There we go, there's one side. There we go. Get that down. Now we can undo the cams on this side. Tap this one out. Lean him up against the wall. There we go. There we go. So we've got the thing apart. We've got 4 pieces to modify. We've got to take 18 mil off the end of these two for width-wise, and we've got to take 18 mil off the end of these two this way. Now, there's going to be a few challenges. These holes are going to be disrupted or not going to be there anymore. So we're going to cheat. We're going to not use these, but because you won't see the edge of this cupboard, we're going to send some screws through on the side like a conventional shelf would have been screwed in. Then you're not going to know, okay? The other challenge is going to be where these leveling feet screw in. So on this side where we're going to take the 18 mil off, that's going to come awfully close. It's going to disrupt the saw blade and all that sort of stuff. So all I'm going to do is screw that in backwards. Get the hammer and pop that dog out from that side, wind it off, and that's literally just a hole. It's probably I don't know, where's the ruler? That's literally just a 11 millimeter hole drilled through the timber, and then you whack that in. But that's underneath, so you won't see it. So we'll just drill another hole over where it needs to be and put it back in. It's not essentially exact that's in the exact right spot on this board. Okay, so that's our solve there, and I think we're right to go and start cutting. So we're all set up ready to go for a cut here. You'll see I've got my circular saw, I've checked the blade square, and I've got a nice new clean blade on there, and we're going to use this guard to run the saw along. From the edge of the saw here to the saw blade tooth, I know on this saw it's 38 mil, so 38 plus 18 is 56. That's where we've set our fence guard back to. Double check that, measure twice, cut once. Now I've got the saw blade will rotate upwards like this. So I've got the side of the board that you won't see, so any chips will be on this side, and I've taped it to protect it and to also help stop the chips. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful. You can see there how that helped stop the chips. Okay, it wasn't ever going to be perfect, but it did its job. And by happy coincidence, the amount we took off left holes, the end of the holes for the dowels. So we can just continue on with those holes and drill them in for the dowels to be replaced. That's a 5mm dowels. This is a 5mm twist drill. And we're just gonna go straight in there and re-drill it. They don't have to be so deep. Whoa. By the way, I just docked those off in the drop saw. We just need to replicate this hole as well. So that was, I measured before, it was 35, so 35 from the edge, but I think this time we're going to go 60 to get it away from everything. 60 and 60 looks to be about right. We'll go through with the pilot hole, because this is the nice side under here, right? So if we go through with a pilot hole, then we come back the other way. We come back this way, we'll have less chips. Nice sharp bit, yep. Go, very nice. Okay, and we're back down to put it all together. So we're just about ready to go back together here. I've replicated everything as it was, but just a bit shorter. And so I've put the foot here back in. I've drilled the dowel holes back in on this end. What we're gonna have holding this together will be the dowels. And then we've made our own screw holes here. I put one here, and one there, as you saw. We're gonna take these out because we're gonna wanna put the cams, in place in the holes and glue them in so it looks like it was meant to be there, and it will just look natural, like it's never been cut down. So we're gonna put this one on here, upside down this joint. This one goes here. Just making sure we don't snag the carpet there. No, beautiful. So I'll put this one on. Get it into place. Yep, beautiful, excellent. So this is the normal side. This will be pretty standard of how it normally goes together. So we just need to get all these lined up. Yep, beautiful. It's gone together nicely. We can put that cam on. It's just got to be adjusted out a little bit. Oh, perfect. So we'll make sure everything's in the right place. Yep. Make sure that's straight, of course. Then we'll send a couple of these screws home gently. There we go. Not going to go too crazy straight off, just going to get them started. There we go. Let's hold in that one, beautiful. In there, make sure that's in the right spot, yep. Bit hard with the right hand here. Excellent. Oh yeah. there we go, we're getting somewhere. It's the same cupboard, just 18 millimeters narrower. Now we're gonna nail the back on. Oh, I didn't show you before either. This back, it folds in half, 9 mil off the side of this, sorry. So that when you open it back out, it's now gonna fit the back of the cupboard. Happy days. It's all down. There you go. It's been a bit of a process, but we've managed it. So we had a custom width cupboard here, which we cut into the wall. I ended up building this one out so we could get the right how it looked, and we've got a custom height cupboard here. So that's your IKEA put together furniture on this side of the wardrobe. So I'm going to do this side now. It's going to end up having it'll have the 2 wide ones, 2 narrow ones, and then a custom one on the end, a custom width one on the end here. So yeah, bit of an interesting one for you, a little bit of a challenge. More your blue belt DIY this one, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Happy projecting.